morning. Today is Thursday, the 15th of January, and I'm thinking we're getting one of those special days again. I think we're going higher. We gapped higher. We weren't able to fill that gap in the first 3 minutes. I think we're going to try running to the upside here, but I am going to hold off just a couple minutes, and I will let you know what I'm looking to do. I just need to give it a little bit more time here. All right, market's selling off a little bit. I was a little wrong. I'm glad I did not buy this market. Market's selling off. Gold, or not gold, but crude oil seems to be selling off a little this morning after a gap open. So maybe that has something to do with it here. But I would love for this to drop a little further before getting in front of this. Got a pretty nice big range coming down here on that second 3-minute bar. Again, we're looking at the 3-minute E-Mini S&P 500 futures market. And what I've done is I've measured the Fibonacci retracements from this low from yesterday, right, up to this high. We've got the 38.2 right here, slightly below that 200. But I believe this area should act as some type of springboard. We should get some type of bounce in here. All right, as you can see, I've got a rather large position on now. I've got 26 E-Mini futures contracts long this market, looking for a bounce in here. I started the scale in here, a little premature, bought a little more here, and bought a little bit more near that low of the day. So all right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive lower highs and lower lows. I still believe this market is going to rally. How big of a rally, I don't know, but I would expect the market to try to at least retest 2,000 area right down in here. All right, we're getting a little bounce now. Let's see if we can sustain this rally. Let's see if we can trade up to 2,000, 2002 area. Looks like this bar may become an inside pattern, right? We've got a higher low rather, and a lower high. All right, I am back. This has been long process, but the market's finally doing exactly what I thought it would do. So we had to sit it out a little bit here. I'm looking to exit real shortly here, okay? I've got 26 positions on right now, so I'm looking to take a lot of those off here in a minute here. All right, I'm going to take 23 of these positions off here at, let's see, the high of this bar is 202 and a quarter. Let's go 202 even. Settle at 202. Yeah. 202 even. All right. 202 even takes me out of a majority of this position.
Order filled.
Here we go. So as you can see, we have 3 trades on. So let's bring this back on. Let me pop. So again, that was a long process. That was a long trade actually. Ended up actually losing $100 on the trade. Okay. And I've got 3 left. We are up a little bit here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take 2 off here. All right.
Order filled.
Sell 2. We're up 225 now. We've got 1 left. 1 left. Small trade. Now, let's just take a look at this. We measured the fibs from the high of the day down to the low of the day. The market's rallied between the 30 and the 50% retracement, right? And so this is an area where I would expect some type of resistance to potentially come into play. But I'm going to give it a little bit more time to see if we can move a little higher. If we can close higher on this bar, I'm going to move my stop to below the current bar that we're on, the low of 2,050. All right, here we go. So right now, I've got a sell stop below the current bar, the 2,050 to 2,000 and a quarter. Again, I was definitely premature on this trade. This is something I typically don't do, but I just had that feeling we would get the burst. That's why I scaled into this. And again, it's based on rhyme and reason, not of just a gut feeling and getting in more because the market was going against me. Now, that's a huge mistake that a lot of traders make. It was based on logic, and the entry points that I used entering this market as it was coming down were based on sound reasoning and a particular method, okay? So it did take a little while, but the market did, in fact, bounce between that 30 and the 50 as I was expecting for it to do higher, okay? It just went lower, so that's what I was expecting. The market has done that. But now, since I've got a very small position on left, I want to see if we can continue moving higher because there is that distinct possibility that the market does stage quite a rally from here. Okay, so I'm real close to the market right now, real close. So market trades, if the market trades down to 2,000 and a quarter, I will be out of this trade, and regardless, I'll come out ahead on this particular trade. So let's watch it real closely. Again, this is an area where I would expect resistance to come into play. And in fact, to sell the market in here, right where we're talking about, would make sense. Okay, right now, right here. But I am long, and again, even though this is an area where I would generally expect this market to move lower and try to possibly try to retest that low or at least come back down halfway, since I am long, I'm going to step aside because there is that possibility of it moving even higher yet and trying to break up through that 200 exponential, which is the purple. All right, I am back again, and we're trying to push up through the prior bar's high here, 203. We are up at 203 and a quarter. We just took it out. We're right at that 200 exponential moving average. We are really right on top right now as we speak. We are at that 50% retracement, okay? The 50% retracement from today's rather large decline pretty quick, right? From the high of today down to the low of the day, right? We are back at that 50, right at the 200. So there are a lot of reasons to believe that this market right here, right now, should move lower. So what to do? I am going to look to take out this trade, and I am going to look to just exit this current trade. You know what? I'm just going to give it room. I'm going to leave the sell stop in. Even though the market may react in here, still have this gut feeling that we're going to try to move higher, and I want to be on board. So I'm going to pause it again. I am still here, still long this trade. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to be real tight now. 202 and a quarters. I'm going to move this up. 2 and a quarter. Look at that. Move that stop up to 202 and a quarter, up from 200 and a quarter. So I moved it up 2 points. Again, this is after 27 years of trading the S&Ps. After time, you do get a kind of a sense, right? You kind of get a feel to the market, even though you've got to have strict mechanical rules. You've got to understand the overall framework. And again, if you trade a particular market long enough, you get to know it, right? You get to know its personality. And this is what we're seeing. Look at this. Market's moving higher. So let me just show you how I kind of scaled in. Excuse me, I had a small position here at 5 contracts. Then I had 13 contracts here. That gets me 18 contracts, right? 18. I ended up having 26 in total. So then I put on another 8, and then I exited here. Again, made me what? 225. Not much, okay? And I've only got 1 contract left. And again, that low. So I'm right below the current 3-minute bars low. Right below it. Okay? Again, we just almost tagged that 61.8% retracement right in here. All right. Again, we should get some resistance in here, and I know I've been talking about that since the 200 and the 50 of the day. But let's just watch it. I'm sitting right in here anyways, so regardless of what happens, I come out ahead on this trade. And this is definitely a longer than normal trade that I typically have. It typically does not take this long. But again, There are times where it takes longer for the market to materialize and to do what you thought it would do. And so you just need to exercise that patience. So here we go. We're breaking down a little bit. Let's see if I get stopped out at 202 and a quarter. Let's see. So I'm not only below the last bar's low, but I'm below that 200 exponential. Again, I never ever want to be on a halve or a round when stopping myself out, right? So 202 and a quarter makes the most sense. I never stop myself out at halves or rounds. I just want to be a tick below that. And as you can see, the market so far stopped at 202 and a half. I'm at 202 and a quarter. Let's just see. Here we go. 202 and a half. Here we go. Let's see if I get stopped here. All right, I'm back again. Look at this. The market did not take me out. It came within one tick, right? 202 and a quarter. Went to 202 and a half. Again, this shows, I believe, the power of having that. If you're long, you're stopped below a round and a half. That's what I've always done. So far it's working. Let's see if this market continues to move higher. Look at this. Look at this market just took out the high of the 27s, right? I'm actually going to move my stop up. Look at this. Market's doing exactly what I thought. It just took a lot longer. Got to have that conviction. 204 and a quarter now. I'm going to move it up from 202 and a quarter to 204 and a quarter. So here's what I'm going to do on my matrix. Move this up to 204 and a quarter. See that? Right below this low. That's all you do. Nice. So we're completely reversing, folks. Completely reversing. This is like a V, right? Almost a V bottom. And again, I was expecting it higher. I was expecting it in here. But we went a little lower. You can't panic, right? You can't panic. You've got to do what your method tells you to do, and you got to stick with the convictions. You can't get... So there we go. Look at this, market's really rallying. So far we're doing pretty well. So we're right below this low. This bar's range is what I would like to call, well, it's not an expanded range vertical bar yet because these bars are quite large, but it looks like this bar is definitely larger than the last 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. So this is pretty powerful. So I definitely want to be sitting below this low, okay? Because depending on where this bar closes, if this bar closes in the top quarter and we immediately break up through the high, I think we've got a real good possibility of testing today's high. Okay, so let's just watch. All right, I am back. Look at this market. It has moved nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and actually move this up even further. I'm going to move this up to 206 and a quarter from where we're at right now, from 204 and a quarter to 206 and a quarter. There we go, 206 and a quarter. A little below the mid-range of this big bar here. So locking in, 206 and a quarter, not bad. So we're locking in 5 or 6 points on that remaining contract. Yes, I wish I had more to the long side. In fact, if I had kept my entire position from what I had, the 26, I'd be up probably about, God, $8,000 or $9,000 now. So, whatever. I tend to definitely be more conservative. So again, I am just going to be patient on this, and I will be back. All right, it looks like it's hitting that top now. It looks like we're probably going to come down a little bit now. So we've had a nice run. Don't want to get greedy. Let's just go ahead and take this out, right? Just sell it at the market. All right, that's what I'm going to do. All right, sell one at the market.
Order filled.
All right. So what did we end up doing on this trade? We ended up making $700 today so far. There we go. So again, lots of activity today, lots of volatility there in the morning. The market definitely went lower than I had thought, but no big deal. Market came back exactly what I thought, just a little later than that I thought, and up 700 for today. Hope that helps. Be back with you tomorrow.